It is freezing, but beautiful. Had a really good sleep. Swag was super comfortable, which is always great. And waking up to this, not so bad. So just near camp there's actually these massive sand dunes that surround the half of the island. Look at them, they're huge. One of my favourite things to do when we camp here is come up here first thing in the morning and watch the sunrise a little bit, watch the surf, and just take it all in. They say if you win the morning, you win the day, so I'm winning already. Look at it. Whoa! Look at this. Look at those waves. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the surf out there is like hectic. This is wild. This is how you win the morning. I think it must be time for breakfast. I'm gonna cook up some crayfish congee. So some crayfish that I caught last week. Still had a couple left over, so I brought one along and we're gonna turn him into this traditional Chinese rice porridge, which is really, really delicious. One of my favorite breakfasts actually. So, beautiful, refreshing swim this morning. Saw plenty of fish. Saw some little batfish, a little moray eel as well. But now that I'm all refreshed, I reckon it's breakfast time. Right, so congee is my absolute favourite breakfast food when camping. And this is one of the lobsters that we got last week, and it'll be absolutely perfect to make this. Congee sort of really rich and oceany and delicious, and it's actually quite easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this crate. That's his tail, put that aside. I'm just going to pop his head in half. Right, lobster head. Look at all that goodness. Now a lot of people throw this away, a lot of people don't eat it, but these are actually really, really delicious. And they're good for making flavour. Oh. So, pop his legs off. That section there can roast over the fire. Now this will roast away for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want it too charry, I just want it nice and cooked, a little bit smoky, and then that's going to go into a pot with some water to make the stock for the base for a congee. Next I'm going to chop my little tail in half here. Shell can be quite strong, so you really got to go for it. There we have our lobster half. Pull his little poo tube out there. And then that's going straight onto the fire too. Righto, so the lobster is hanging out on the fire for a little bit. It's going to get a little bit nice and charry, it's going to be smoky. And in the meantime, I'm going to get everything ready for my stock. So I'm just going to put a couple of ingredients in there. I've got some spring onions, chili, ginger, some mushrooms, some Chinese cooking wine, a bit of soy sauce, some sesame oil, and of course salt. And then that will all go into the pot with the crayfish head, and then that'll be the base for our stock. So all these ingredients straight into the pot. Cheese, ginger and chili, and then I'm going to go in with a splash of soy. Now if you guys haven't heard of mushroom soy sauce before, this will absolutely change your life. It is the most delicious type of soy sauce in the world, and you can get it at any Asian grocer. Next I'll chuck in a good splash of cooking wine, a bit of sesame oil, and then of course our water. Crank up the heat. It's going. And lid straight on. And then that's gonna cook away and infuse. I'll bring it to the boil and then just let it simmer until our crayfish are ready. It's coming along nice. Alright, the stock has come to the boil now. It's time to grab the crays. Look how good they look. Look how good they look. Smoky, delicious. Almost lost him. Now these can just chill off to the side here. They're pretty cooked, but they can just rest on there for a little bit longer. And these go straight to our stock. And the lid straight on. Then that can simmer for maybe about half an hour, and that should be ready. Stock is coming along really nicely. I actually had to move it down to the fire because the wind was getting it a bit too much up on the little gas stove. So it's actually looking beautiful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the bowl to separate the liquid out. that looks delicious. Throw the rest in there. Go back on the fire along with stock. Got a beautiful, rich lobster stock for a base. I'm going to put in maybe about a cup of medium grain rice, and then that's going to bubble away in there for maybe another 20 minutes, and I'm going to keep stirring it. And usually you wouldn't stir rice because you wouldn't want to break it up, but what we actually want to do with this recipe is break up the rice. We want to get sort of all that starch outside of the rice to make the sauce nice and thick. The congee is going to be sort of thick and rich and gluggy, which we really, really want. Righto, our congee is cooked perfectly. It's nice, it's thick, and it smells absolutely delicious. So I'm going to bring that over here. That can just stay warm on the little cooker there. And then a couple of things that we're going to throw into the congee. Some of these beautiful beans. They can all go straight in. Beautiful. And then of course, can't forget this, our beautiful cray. All that meat. Beautiful. Alright, so I'm just going to cut the cray into little chunky pieces. Straight. Righto, congee's ready to go. It's nice and thick. I've put my crayfish through there, a few beans through there as well. It's looking beautiful. Now, one of the most important things about congee is the condiments that come with it. I'm going to absolutely load these up. I've got fried shallots, got fresh spring onions, bit of chili sesame oil, because I like everything hot, and sesame seeds to finish. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. Perfect breakfast for camping or just on the weekend, or anything really. It's going to be so good. What a way to end an episode. Crayfish congee for breakfast, view like that, amazing camp spot, sunny day. Too good. Thanks for coming along, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you guys want to see any more from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Jump over to my Instagram at Hasfoss and also at Off the Beaten Coast. And of course, if you want any of the recipes that you see in any of the videos, don't forget to head to offthebeatencoast.co. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next episode.